President Joe Biden sat down for an interview with NBC News anchor Lester Holt on Monday, and the pair got into a wide range of topics, including the shooting of Donald Trump at his rally over the weekend, President Joe Biden's debate performance and mental acuity, and also rhetoric in the Republican and Democratic parties. Now, Biden asked why the media doesn't spend more time covering Trump's, quote, lies.
Why don't you guys ever talk about the 28 lies he told? Where are you on this? Why didn't the press ever talk about that? 28 times it's confirmed he lied in that debate. I had a bad night. I wasn't feeling well at all. And I had been, without it making it, I screwed up. But
I just asked the question because the idea that you may or may not have seen what some of these other folks have seen, you're not on the same.
I'd have to see I was there. I'd have to see it, I was there. And by the way, seriously, you won't answer the question, but why didn't the press talk about all the lies he told?
Well,
I didn't know anything about that.
We have reported many of the issues that came up during that too.
Holt questioned Biden on his remark last week, calling to put Trump in the bullseye.
You said it's time to put Trump in the bullseye. There's some dispute about the context, but I think you appreciate that.
I didn't say
words
crosshairs. I was talking about focus on. Look, the truth of the matter was, what I guess I was talking about at the time was, there was very little focus on Trump's agenda.
Yeah, the term is bullseye.
It was a mistake to use the word. I didn't say crosshairs. I meant bullseye. I meant focus on him. Focus on what he's doing. Focus on his policies. Focus on the number of lies he told in the debate. Focus. I mean, there's a whole range of things that, look, I'm not the guy that said, I want to be a dictator on day one. I'm not the guy that refused to accept the outcome of the election. I'm not the guy who said that won't accept the outcome of this election automatically. You can't only love your country when you win. And so the focus was on what he's saying.
Holt also asked Biden about his next plans of when to debate Donald Trump.
Mr. Trump has said he's giving you a chance to redeem yourself, basically the idea of engaging in another debate.
We're going to have another debate.
Yeah, you're going to have one in September that's on the books. Would you be open to doing one in the next few weeks?
I'm going to debate him when we agreed to debate, and I'm going to debate him in September.
But if the opportunity came up to do one between now and then, is there a sense of wanting to get back on the horse?
I'm on the horse. Where have you been? I've done 22 major events, met thousands of people, overwhelming crowds, a lot happening. I'm on the horse. What I'm doing is going out and demonstrating to the American people that I have command of all my faculties, that I don't need notes, I don't need teleprompter. I can go out and answer any questions at all.
I think that's a no on the extra debate for happening.
Yeah, I don't think we're going to see that happen. I don't think Biden would agree to that. I think Trump probably would. I think the debate was great for Donald Trump, but it's very clear that Joe Biden, while he's on the horse, it's not a race horse. They're doing the bare minimum. It's not a run for president. It's a slow walk.
Yeah. I don't think this interview did Biden nearly as much harm as the debate did. It maybe didn't do him any harm. I don't think it was particularly reassuring. Lester Holt was an easier interview. I mean, he asked some fine questions. I think it was good to press him on whether he would do another debate. He did press him about his performance. And then Biden did the thing that we were told when Trump did it is like a crime against freedom and speech and the media. Biden goes after the media. Obama would go after the media. When Trump goes after the media, it's treated as a crime. But there was Biden contesting that the media, wrongly saying that, well, the media did no publicizing of the alleged lies Trump told during the debate. That is just absolutely not true. I can guarantee, without even having to double check it or Google it, that NBC News has written about the things Trump said during the debate that they think were false. It just didn't make as much news as the fact that Biden is in way, way worse cognitive shape than most people were aware of. And the reason that's such big news, that it was such a shock, is because the media did not sufficiently cover it. So maybe he should be critical of that. But they did call attention and have called attention. Like, does anyone think that more media, more critical coverage of the things Trump says is the missing ingredient for the Biden campaign? I mean, that's just ludicrous. They're very, very critical of him. What's been different in the last month is that they've been as critical of Biden as they usually are of Trump. Not that they're being less critical of Trump.
Right, and sure, of course, mainstream media was covering the lies that Trump told. The idea that asking a question about his cognitive health when he had a debate performance like that, he's like, I know it went bad, I was there. Okay, let's talk about it though. This is your chance to tell the people, yeah, I was really sick, I know it's bad, but I believe I made some strong points on X, Y, and Z policy. Here's how me and Trump are different. He's not running a presidential campaign. In that interview, he seems like an egomaniac or a celebrity that's trying to redeem their ego after a very public controversy. He's not talking about policy when asked about the debate. He should be saying, Trump lied about this, and this is what's going to happen. He's going to get into office, and he's going to sign, legislation into law, creating a national abortion ban at 6 weeks without exceptions, as his now running mate has said before. And we're not going to do that. We're going to codify Roe into law. If I'm elected, we're going to get a majority in the Senate and the House, and we're going to do this. He's not running a campaign. That's what I take away from this. It's sad to see him
That was a lot of
deflect.
words for him to say in a row that you just said.
I don't think he could. And that's the problem. That's why we need a replacement, because we need someone who can do that. Not just someone who's willing, but someone at the very basic level who just can get the words out.
Yeah. So it's still not looking great. He also he brought up some policy differences with Trump. They again talked about the bullseye thing, which I said in an earlier segment today. People can go back and watch it if they can't remember which segment I said it in. Probably in the generic Dems in disarray segment we did. That I don't really think Biden's bullseye comment was particularly offensive or inflaming or overheated. And that this kind of thing is engaged in by all sides. I mean, if you should be disqualified from public office for calling Trump Hitler, then Trump's own vice presidential candidate needs to be disqualified for office because J.D. Vance did just that. And a little of these sort of you're contributing to the political violence. A lot of that argument has been wielded in bad faith by the media in previous election cycles against Republicans. So, of course, they're doing it here, which I do not at all approve of. But, Biden is in a tough place right now trying to bring the fight to Trump. How do you do that? Trump is a more sympathetic figure right now than he's been in years as a result of the shooting. He was already doing well as a result of the debate. He was doing pretty well before the debate as a result of the economic reality of the country and immigration and issues where he is trusted on. I mean, in terms of an issues election, the only thing that holds Republicans back is abortion, and he has tried to stake out a much more moderate, Vance has not, but Trump has tried to stake out a more moderate ground on it. So it's looking bad. I frankly don't know what the Biden campaign should do to turn it around.
And this is what's given rise to the categorization of what people are calling blue MAGA. It's when they've realized that the liberals of the United States, the Democratic Party, are not liberals who believe in this freedom of thought. They want their party to not be criticized and the nominee to be who he is, because that's our guy and that's who they picked. And people are realizing that the people who have called themselves liberals are actually neoliberals, people who are radical centrists, who will protect the privatization of public goods, who will protect the wealthy at the expense of the working class, that they stand for having the illusion of democracy, but they really don't care about democracy at the end of the day if they believe the party officials should handpick the leaders. And so I think we're going to continue to see the rise of the categorization of Biden's Democratic Party as blue MAGA.
More rising right after this.